Hello, everybody, and welcome to Burleson, Texas. I am Mario Taria with Apex Capital, and I am here with Don Gumfory of Gumfory Holdings, Hannah Jones, also of Apex Capital, and Catherine Van Dyke, also of Apex Capital. We are celebrating 1 year of Gumfory Holdings being in business, first year anniversary. Don, how does that feel?
It feels just awesome. Yeah, we just could not be any happier. We are blessed for
That
sure.
is so wonderful. Now, I want to know a little bit about your company, Don. So tell me, when did you get the idea to start a company, starting a trucking company, and why? And what do you haul?
Uh, well, the main thing we haul is milk, and it's kind of seasonal. Um, Other than the summertime, the market changes a little bit, so we have to change a little bit. We're kind of learning, this being our first year, so we've uh, adapted to finding different kind of loads throughout the summertime, which a little steel, a little cotton,
Okay.
whatever pays the bills, and whatever my wife tells me to do. So
When did you get the idea to start the company?
we talked about it early in 2017.
Oh, wow.
Um, I've had my commercial license since 2008, and worked for a company for a long time. Uh, all the good benefits, company credit card and 401k, and
Those are awesome.
um, uh, we gave that up, and we decided to start our business, and we're not looking back a bit.
Well, great. Don, by the way, is an Apex startup client, which means that Apex startup program helped start his trucking company. So, in doing that, he worked with Catherine Van Dyke, who's also part of the Apex startup program. Catherine, tell us how it was working with Don.
Oh, where do I begin? No. It was a true pleasure working with Don from the beginning. Like any startup, he's very eager to go, ready to put in the hard work. I was a typical process, nothing crazy happened. But he was overall a pleasure to work with. Hopefully, we got him obviously taken care of pretty well here because we've got
Absolutely.
1 year.
Don, how do you feel about working with the Apex startup program and with Catherine?
Oh, it was a pleasure. It was so easy. And one of the big things that why we chose Apex was uh, we like local companies, and so we chose them because Fort Worth, that's very close, and they I forget the term they used, but since my wife is a veteran, they waived all their fees, and so it basically cost us very little to get started.
That's wonderful.
And so that was a blessing, and I want to thank her for her service again. So that sure helped.
That is absolutely wonderful. Don, by the way, is also a factoring client of Apex. So he works with the Apex factoring side as well, which means that he worked with Hannah Jones, who is his account executive. Hannah, tell me your thoughts on working with Don.
It's honestly been such a pleasure working with you. A year ago, we started building our relationship, and not only have we got to know each other on a business level, but on a personal level as well. And that just goes to show it's a lot more than just a business transaction. I mean, it's building that relationship. I mean, every time you call in, you're joking around, we're positive, and even in the tough times, because in the trucking industry, there's good and bad, and you still remain positive, and you just persevere through it, and that just shows how ambitious you are. And it's been a pleasure being able to be a part of it and getting to know you, and I look forward to many more celebrations together.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And Don, how is it working with Hannah?
It's great. What I like about it, we can joke on the phone, but then we can also be serious. She has a sense of humor, but when it's time to get to business, I'm not, client number 123. I can call her. She said, "Hey, what's up?" Not. It is so personal. It's awesome. If I have an issue, it gets resolved very quickly.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And see, that's all a part of Apex service. We have huge service for our customers and for our clients. And the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that Don also has the Apex TCS fuel card. And I know he's already raved to me about it. I'm sure he has to Hannah as well.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the Apex TCS fuel card.
I don't know why anybody else would go with a different fuel card. I know you guys do not pay me to talk about it, but I save so much money. On a bad day, I would save, 22 cents a gallon, and I've saved as much as 58 cents a gallon.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't know, other than the TA and the Petro, I use my app every day, and I can use the fuel finder.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't just necessarily show you the TA and the petrol. It'll show you some of the mom and pop smaller operations.
Mm-hmm.
You might not get that great 50 cents a gallon, but if I'm saving 20, I'm happy with the amount of diesel that we use. It's so easy to use.
That's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And one last thing I have for Dawn is, since you've been a year in business now, which is wonderful, do you have any kind of advice for anybody else out there who wants to start a trucking company? What would you tell them?
Take your time. Don't get in a rush. Make sure your personal finances are in order. Do not buy, just the first truck you find. The payments might seem a little scary, $1,800 to $2,500 a month. That scared me, but paying that little bit extra, it is so worth it. Get you a newer model truck. It might have a few miles on it, not brand new, whatever you can afford, and that's what the advice that I'd have.
Awesome. Right. Well, thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Dawn, so much.
Yes, sir.
And we will see you all later. Goodbye from Burleson, Texas.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you'll get notified when we post our next video. We'll see you on the next one.